Hey friend, John MacLennan here, and in this video you're going to learn how to play Old Love as recorded by Eric Clapton on guitar. Now in this video I'm going to break down the version from Eric Clapton's Journeyman record released in 1989. Now if you're looking for the acoustic version of this from the Unplugged record, I do have a separate video where I break that one down on acoustic guitar. Now the electric version is just slightly different. There's a couple different chord changes that Eric Clapton does, and then there's a lot of really cool overdubbed guitars and little licks in between the chords that Clapton does that I'm going to dive into specifically in this lesson, kind of show you how to combine some of those parts and create a really cool electric version. And with all of that said, if you don't have an electric or acoustic guitar, you could play the acoustic version on an electric or the electric version on an acoustic. It doesn't really matter that much. It's just more of a tone difference between the two. Before we jump in though, if you're new, I want to hook you up with a gift right away. I put together this awesome fretboard guide that's going to show you the 5 must-know chords and scales to play in any style, anywhere on the neck. And I want to give it to you completely for free. Just go to johnmaclennan.com/fretboard guide or use the first link down below. And that's going to be a super useful resource for you when you're working out the different notes on the neck and just learning to play anywhere on the fretboard. All right, well, with that said, let's break down this song. Let's break down how to play Old Love as recorded by Eric Clapton, the electric version. We're going to start off with the main progression that's used for the intro, and it's also used for the chorus. And I've combined some of the lead parts here, the little pickups, with the chords. Here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3. All right, so let's go over the chords first. The chord progression goes from an A minor to a D minor 7 in the first bar. So I'll show you an easier way of playing it, and then I'll show you a way of playing it with the thumb chords. So the easiest way would be here, just playing the top 4 strings like this. 7, 5, 5, 5. And this is just part of a big A minor bar chord here. It's just the top 4 strings. And then we're going to move to a D minor 7. And this is played from the 5th string down. 5, 7, 5, 6, 5. So bar chord there. It's a very common Eric Clapton guitar chord. So we're going to move from A minor to D minor. Now if you can, put your thumb on that 5th fret of the low E. If that's too hard, you could just play the open 5th string and keep the rest of the chord there, and that would be your bass note. Now in bar 2, we're going to play a G sus to a G. Now I'll show you the top 4 strings here. We're going to play 5, 5, then 3 and 3. And then that's going to be our pinky there on the 3rd string. Then we'll take that pinky off and put down our middle finger on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. And that's going to be just your major chord there. So it's the sus to just regular major. So altogether, that's A minor, D minor 7, G sus 4 to G. Now if you can, Clapton would do that. He'd put his thumb on like Jimi Hendrix. So that would be the 3rd fret bass note there for the G. So altogether, A minor, D minor 7, G7 or G sus 4 to G. So from there, we want to add this rhythm with it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the first chord is right on the downbeat. 1 and 2 and. The second chord comes on the and. It's what we call a syncopation. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then repeat that. Downbeat, then syncopate. Now I was doing this little thing where you go, kind of drop your hand and mute on beat 2. 1, 2, and 3. It's sort of like a backbeat, you know, like a snare drum. Now you can add in some cool licks, like these are little fills in between that Eric Clapton does. And again, there's a lot of overdubs. You know, on Eric Clapton songs, he overdubs a lot of guitars. So the first one goes, okay, so we're leading in with a pickup to that A minor. What that is 5 hammering to 7 on the 5th string, then 5 and 7 on the 4th string. Then you start that downbeat. So it begins on the and of 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4. Then you can do this. I love that. It's just a good bluesy little fill that's using something called the blues scale, if you know your blues scale patterns. Clapton slides in to the 8th fret there on the 3rd string, then comes back 7, 5, then 7, 5 on the 4th string. And then you could go to the chord A minor, so. Or you could just, again, it's an overdub, so one guitar is like, and then the other one's just holding that note. So if you want to combine them, you know, you got to do a little kind of juggling between the parts. Something like that, or so that's the intro, and that's also used for the chorus. Then we start the verse, and this is I Can Feel Your Body, where Eric Clapton comes in singing. We're going to play this. All right, so it starts off the same as that intro and chorus progression. We're gonna go A minor to D minor 7, then G sus4 to G. Now the second time, and here's where this varies actually from the acoustic version. If you know the acoustic version, Clapton doesn't go to an F, he just keeps the sort of D minor 7 sound. What he does in the electric version here is he goes A minor and then down to F, which is, you know, like our G here, we're just 2 frets lower. So however you want to play the F, it could be like this, 1, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1, or it could be the same, you know, or it could be just the top 4 strings. That'll sound good too, you know. And as you get comfortable, you know, you can do that. So the verse altogether goes A minor, D minor 7, G sus4, G. Then the second time we have that variation, A minor down to F, then G sus4. Then that goes again. I'm doing the same rhythm, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and on the beat, syncopate. Down to F, G sus4, G. Okay, now you may have noticed I sometimes go like, you know, that's a little bit of arpeggio picking. So once you get that technique down, you can pick the strings. And just kind of mess around with the part and just create a cool rhythm to it. All right, so let's go to this last section, and this is the pre-chorus, or, you know, you could call it the bridge. Here's what it sounds like. similar back to that main progression, or the intro or chorus progression, whatever you're calling it. So here we went to an F chord, and then we've got a couple new chords here. So the F lasts for a bar, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to go to E7, and that's all 6 strings. Open, 2, open, 1, open, open. Then we do this minor cliche chord progression. So the easiest way to play it is, again, basing it off that A minor. We're gonna walk down, right? It's like Stairway to Heaven. We're gonna walk down that note on the 4th string. So it's gonna go 7, 5, 5, 5, then 6, 5, 5, 5, then 5, 5, 5, 5, then 4, 5, 5, 5. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3. Using that same rhythm on the beat, then off the beat, on the beat, then off the beat. Now, if you want to be fancy, add the thumb in there on the bass note. Then here, you could go to D9. So instead of just this, you could add the D bass note. Then we go back to F, E7, and again, F, and then we've got these hits. Old Love, and we're back to the main progression. So that was just F, E7, F, E7. Now in that last bar, we do these 8th notes. We go 1 and 2 and 3, and we rest. So on beat 3, we hit it, and then we just mute the strings. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, Old Love. 2. Now in this pre-chorus, you could do either a straight quarter note feel, which is just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then syncopated rhythm for the cliche chord progression. Or you could do ace, 2 and 3 and 4, and all downs with like a little palm mute. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Congrats on making it through this classic version of Old Love as recorded by Eric Clapton from the Journeyman record. Be sure to take your time with all those different sections and chord shapes. If you're not used to using your thumb or playing the way Clapton does, it takes time to develop these skills. So just slowly keep working on it. You never want to force a chord. You just want to lightly put your hands on that shape and then relax and keep doing that, and over time it'll come together. So keep going. You got this. And to help you even more, make sure to download my ultimate fretboard guide at the first link down below. And this is going to show you the 5 chords and scales that I use to play in any style anywhere on the neck. And this is the system that I think about when I'm playing basically anything on guitar. And I want to give it to you completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/fretboard guide or use the first link down below. Also, before you go, leave a comment down below and let me know your #1 Eric Clapton song. Just comment it down below. Thanks for your support with the videos, and we'll see you in another one real soon.